So Pham to Huyen, fights in the blue. Again, the sensor pads are just being checked by the competitors. So the final of the women's 57kg Hyogi underway. It's Pham Tu Huyen of Vietnam who fights in the blue. Benjarat Yangtrakul of Thailand, just 19 years old, fights in the red. Pham of Thailand, of Vietnam rather, really throwing too much at her Thai opponent, just trying to suss her up. Both had fine victories in their semi-finals. Pham beating Clement of Laos in fairly convincing fashion, 23-6 on points following 3 rounds. And Yangtrakul beat Tubbs of Cambodia 12-4. Showed some real aggression at times in that fight. A couple of penalty points conceded. And she goes in now on the opening score for the Thai fighter. In quick succession, she's 4-0 up against a 22-year-old opponent who was runner-up in Singapore 2 years ago. Runner-up to Pauline Louise Lopez of the Philippines, who was campaigning in the under 62kg category, a bronze medalist in the under 62kg category. So not too much in terms of intent from either one of these combatants. Some intent from Pham. She's been competing on the international circuit for some time now. She's been fighting in the senior circuit since the 2013 international season, where she even went to the World Championships in Puebla. And a handful of medals to her credit, including a silver at the Kazakhstan Open earlier this season. So second round is underway. Yangtrakul of Thailand leading 4-0 after the opening round. Timing is critical, really. So patiently bided her time, has invited her opponent to come to her. As Yangtrakul, Pham has been fairly patient herself in deciding which way she wants to go in this final. Just trying to bring in almost a scorpion-type kick to the back of the head, curling her leg around. looking to connect with Pham. No score though. That's better from the Vietnamese. Pham gets on the scoreboard with a good solid three-pointer. Connection to the side of the head of her Thai opponent, and suddenly she's only one behind. Yangtrakul will know the danger of Pham Huyen. She's been around for a good 4 years now on the senior circuit. Exploits are well documented. She's often in the semi-finals of events. 2 Asian Games bronze. A few of the finals. She made the final in Benjarat last year, and she made the final in Kazakhstan earlier this season. So both fighters missing scoring opportunities here. Time running out in the second round. Pham of Thailand goes in for a little aggression, looks to land a punch instead. Finds herself in close quarter combat with her Thai opponent, slightly younger. Athletic attempts from both these athletes to score, but ultimately scores not coming. So only one score from Pham in the opening 2 rounds as we near the end of the second round here. This woman's under 57 kilogram Kirogi. Final round is upon us. Benjarat Yangtrakul of Thailand fights in the red. Currently only 1 point separating these fighters. Pham Huyen of Vietnam in blue. Throwing a little more at her opponent now. She's down on the mat. And 1 point to her opponent, so they'll be on level terms shortly after the start of the third round. Closely fought affair. Thai coach has played his video replay card. Has appealed the referee's decision. So to the judges we go. The video judge will initially have a look at what is being reviewed. And the coach's challenge will either be upheld or declined. It's an opportunity, though, for coaches to feed a few more instructions, and indeed, the Vietnamese coach has already helped Nguyen Ha Thi to success on day one of the Curie. Looking to have another one of his combatants, his competitors, his athletes, Pham Huyen of Vietnam, go to victory. He's waiting for a decision on a video replay challenge that was asked for by the Thai coach. Just launching the instantaneous video replays. They are available virtually instantaneously. Much deliberation going on. The athletes waiting patiently on this mat. They stand in what is now an octagon, formerly a square, now an octagon, just to try to encourage more continuous fighting. There are no corners, in the sense that there are 4 corners that athletes could retreat to in an attempt to try to get out of continual fighting, or to try to dance their way out of difficult situation. Now an octagon. So referee's decision stands. In the third and final round. Searching for the scoring blow here is Pham, putting on a little pressure. Pham of Vietnam in the blue. Thailand's Yangtrakul, who is leading this bout virtually from the start of the opening round, who now finds herself back on level terms against her Vietnamese opponent. Both athletes searching for blows to the trunk, trying to get in some scoring blows. Unsuccessful. They've been blocked and cut by their opponents constantly. So both are proving rather good at defensive tactics, neither one getting their offensive tactics right. Trying to go for the big punch over the top and score with a punch from the Vietnamese, from the Thai competitor, and now a kick to the back of the head from the Vietnamese competitor. Sees her go into a lead, and then another kick from the Thai competitor takes her back in front by 1. And it'll be 2 now, with a penalty point awarded to her opponent. So suddenly things are heating up in the latter stages of this round. And the Thai competitor deducted a point, so a penalty point been awarded to the Vietnamese fighter. Closing stages of the third and final round. No call for a break. Punch being registered to Pham, who's now in front. And that is the end of it. Pham can't believe it. A late strike sees the Thai athlete, Benjarat Yangtrakul, just barely a second before the close of this third round, register the strike that will take her to gold. And that, a fine performance from the 19-year-old. Benjarat Yangtrakul finishes with a gold medal for the second SEA Games in succession. Pham Thi Huyen of Vietnam finds herself in silver medal position. Heartbreak again for the Vietnamese, and with a handful of seconds to go before the end of this bout, had a 1-point lead. It was all frantic at the end. That was earlier on in the round. There was a protest launched. It was unsuccessful. It had the fighters at 4-4. And then there was some close quarter combat. And a successful head strike from Pham, so get herself into a very handy position, just around the back of the head. Got the 3 points for that. But then, hitting back immediately was Yangtrakul. Just trying to block her opponent on this occasion. Took the penalty point. She went down to ground. Got the scoring. And at the end of it,